We come back to you live from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City as JP Bugawan is getting ready for action once more for the Signal HD Spikers as they take on Ken Dainata, and volleyball never stops. Owarat Lamar and company are looking for win number 6 against 1 loss in their record, while Coach Ralph Ocampo's squad is at 3 and 4 so far. And as mentioned by Andre Mulle, the chances of CJ Segi and company are quite slim, so it is practically a must-win for them tonight against Signal HD. And this is our reminder to everybody. Why is it a must-win? It's because only the top 4 teams will enter the semifinals.
That's right. And this is why sinasabi nga natin, no, all of these games are very important. You'd want to make it to the top 4 so that you'll be part of that other round, no, of single round robin that they will play, wherein they will be joined by a guest team. So dito makikita natin, no, top 2 teams enter the championship series, rank 3 and rank 4 enter the battle for 3rd, and there we sift through all of these teams at kung sino yung mananalo sila ang papasok sa finals.
This is our 5th to the last day of the preliminaries, so the sense of urgency is on its highest for these two teams. Now we turn you over to our protocol to get things going.
This match. Our first referee, Patrick Alan Castillo. Second referee, Manny Buenaventura. And now let's meet the starters first for the Signal HD Spikers. Setter number 3, Owa Retamar. Opposite hitter number 4, Steven Rotter. Outside spiker number 10, Wendell Miguel. Outside hitter number 11, Jao Mandal. Middle blocker number 13, Nes Guaza. Middle blocker number 15, Martin Bugawan. Starting libero number 7, Vince Lorenzo. Head coach for Signal, Dexter Glamour. And now the starters for volleyball never stops groovins. Outside spiker number 8, team captain CJ Segi. Setter number 3, Jen Mangulabnan. Opposite hitter number 5, RK Medino. Middle blocker number 13, Joe Arcilio. Outside spiker number 17, Ken Tainata. And middle blocker number 18, Titus Villacruzes. Starting libero number 2, Joshua Cruz. Head coach for VNS is Ralph Ocampo.
For the first time in this conference, JP Bugawan will not start for the Signal HD Spikers. Instead, we have his younger brother starting. That is Martin Bugawan with the likes of Joshua Retamar, Nas Guaza, and Wendell Miguel. On the other end, for VNS, their most consistent starter is still in, team captain CJ Segi, with RK Medino, one of their best scorers, still in the starting unit for Coach Ralph Ocampo. CJ will have to go up against the powerhouse team of Signal HD. That's Jao Mandal, one of the best scorers in Philippine volleyball, and he's just one of the superstars of the red shirts on their roster. A luxury for Coach Dexter Clamore, but at the same time, it is his challenge day in and day out.
And, you know, we did mention it during the pregame, how in this team, they've been able to churn out the results. Pero balancing-balance. You can really see the team play. But I think if you're the coach and you have that much material, you have a lot of options.
Yes. We do see the shuffling mostly at the 3rd set. Iba na yung nagiging starting 6 ni Coach Dexter Clamore, but sometimes things happen earlier, especially if they start poorly. First point belonged to VNS. Nice take by CJ. Segi from the back. That's returned by Bugawan. It's Arcilio who couldn't score. Set up to the right. Miguel was blocked. Coverage present. Back to Wendell. Blocked again. And there's the net defense that we talked about for VNS.
That's what you would need if you can stop it from the net. And you see that they're not giving up. Talagang sinusundan nila kung saan binibigay yung bola. They've had quite a number of tries, but was able to score in that last one.
A 2-0 start by VNS. Regalo para kay Martin. Still read by the blue shirts. Arcilio still couldn't drop for him. Back row. That was bothered by the blocker. Dainata's turn. Nice rally. Rotter. Ball deflected. Miguel will set things up. And it's Zhao from the back. The first point for Signal HD.
He was keeping it simple. Everyone anticipating a strong attack. Opted for that drop instead.
Wendell Miguel will now take his turn. This is his 5th start in the conference. Back set, RK. That doesn't drop. Rotter saves it. Mangulabnan onto the middle. That's low for Arcilio.
Poor connection in that play. Good intention, going for a faster play, but very tricky on execution.
Thus, we have a deadlock. 2-all. Wendell Miguel serving once more. That was a strong serve and a nice receive by Segi. RK down the line target.
And you know, this is a good start for VNS. They're going up against a higher ranking team in Signal HD. You have to make sure no, na sa umpisa malakas and hindi ka naghahabol. And right now, they're able to do that.
They are riding on their 2-game winning streak. Let's see if that can translate. Well, Teng Bugawan has a different idea. They want a 5-game winning streak on the other end.
Both teams coming into this game on a high note. But we'd have to say more momentum on the side of Signal. They needed that loss to really fuel them.
Yeah,
and,
it was a wake-up call.
Yeah, it's a big wake-up call. They've been consistent since.
And to be frank, as broadcasters, it gave us a nice narrative.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Especially for a team like Savage, which has a good chance to get into the top 4. No save right there for Owa Cruz. Service once more for Bugawan. Mangulabnan. Dainata. Sharp cross. Dug up by Teng. And here's Jao Mandal. That's off the hand of one VNS player. Just like that, it's a 5-1 run by Signal.
You can't blink. You can't take your eyes off the ball. Signal HD, very quick to earn those points.
There you go. That's how you would respond if you're RK Medino. And this is such a confidence booster for a young man like Roderick RK Medino. Kita mo naman, oh, babyface pa eh. Batang-bata pa yan. And he's taking on the best in the country.
But you know, a lot of them, again, really young lineup. So hindi lang to skills, getting those, getting that experience for their skills, but also maturity and the mental part that, you know, that's very important. To what you said, kalaban nila ang the best in the country for the men's volleyball.
A lot of these Signal players already represented Alas Pilipinas or our national team, much like Steven Rotter. Unfortunately, it's another point for their opponents. Villa Crucis getting one for VNS. Now we have Ken Dainata, fresh off of his career performance of 18 points and 5 blocks. To try to give us a deadlock. Received by Guaza. Owa sets it up. Zhao onto zone number 5.
You know, whenever he takes on that approach, goes for the attack, he makes it look so simple. Ganito lang yan, guys. Chill na chill pa rin, pero a lot of power. Pag-lands niya kasi parang wala lang.
Yeah. Low-key na yan, para kay Jao Mandal, who, by the way, has only started 3 times in this conference. But then again, it's not a problem because of their depth. Oh, that serve was long, though.
Little window here for VNS to again try and at least tie it with Signal HD.
7-6. First ball, Lorenzo. It's Rotter on the D ball.
Such a great angle right there.
And we have our first technical timeout. 8-6 in favor of Signal.
Ann and Migs, you may have noticed that the usual producers of the Signal HD spikers in the likes of Louis Ramirez, Lloyd Josephat, and JP Bugawan are now seated in today's game. Coach Dexter Clamore has prepared that all the players every game for maximum efficiency and ample time for recovery to switch out. As Mark Calado, one of the players for today's match, mentioned, Coach Dexter believes in the equal skill level of all players on the team. So everyone deserves an opportunity to play and gain a valuable court time. Buboy also shared that the team's focus on improvement comes with setting performance benchmarks for every game. One key goal is minimizing unforced errors with a target of just 1 to 2%. Another priority is raising their attacking percentage to stay sharp and efficient. Let's go back to set 1.
By the way, the 1 to 2%, that is pretty efficient. And a nice goal for Nas Guaza and company. Nas just got a service ace. And by the way, thank you, Alexis, for giving us some validation and for reassuring Signal fans that nothing is wrong to a couple of their stars. Oh, that joust is won by one of the tallest setters in the country in Joshua Retamar.
Signal HD slowly pulling away. Everyone getting into the action.
And again, they're doing it in such a calm way. It is 10-6 after it was 2-0 VNS a while ago. Mangalabnan to Segi, blocked.
Nowhere for it to go. Sabi ng blockers ng Signal HD, gotcha. Look at this.
And how about that wall with Bugawan, Retamar, Rotter is also in the mix. That's just very high for Signal HD. Guaza, again with a strong serve. Back row for
Ooh.
Dainata, dug up and pushed through by Bugawan. There's the back set. That is out. Mandal got us tricked there.
He knew it. Medino miscalculated that one.
It is now 12-6. It's been a while since the first serve of Nas Guaza.
Well, he has been delivering a lot of strong serves. VNS able to receive. They just haven't been able to convert their attacks.
And now it is a service error for Nas Guaza. He's only human after all. At siguro yun na yung 1 to 2% error room for Signal HD.
Kailangan natin bilangin. Kasi
Kaya nga eh.
may ano sila, may limit. As it should be, because we always mention when we look at the stats after how there are a lot of teams who offset the points that they create with all of the errors that they commit. Minsan mas marami pa yung error kaysa dun sa
Yes.
nagawa nilang puntos. And so I think that is a good reminder. It's good that the players are conscious.
Well, this I can give you, Ann. Signal averages 7 errors per set in this conference. So let's see if they can actually do better in this outing as Segi was able to score from the opposite side. They're still down by 5. Captain sent it in. Retamar onto Teng Bugawan. And here's the counter with Dainata against 3 men. That was the turn, but there was a touch.
Our second referee calling that violation.
Even Rotter was so nonchalant in
Ako ba
finding
yun?
out. Oo, na siya pala
Ako ba
yung
yun?
tumama.
Oh, there you go upon landing. Oh, it wasn't him.
Yeah, it was Bugawan.
Bugawan.
Wendell cross. Here's the counter. What a back set by mga Labnan.
Medino making up for that earlier error. Look at this off. That single block.
Medino's one guy who mga Labnan would really want to activate. He hasn't scored in double figures in the past 3 games. Well, now it is Teng Bugawan scoring from the middle.
Signal HD seem to be really enjoying the different plays. Right now, everyone in the front line getting into the action.
Service error though by Wendell Miguel. 14-11 in set number 1. Coach Dexter Clamore has achieved a lot already as the head coach of Signal HD, but then again, the mountain always gets higher and higher for him as he continues to achieve more. Down it goes for Jao Mandal.
Mandal parang walang nangyari lang. Nakapoint lang ako, you know, the usual.
Alam mo, napapansin ko ba? Wala pa pinapawisan sa kanila.
Ang labig, our venue.
Yeah, it is cold, which is
it
good.
is cold, yes.
But you know, we're already halfway through the first set.
Ibig sabihin, fresh pa sila.
Kaya nga
Fresh
eh.
pa.
Dainata was way under. That went straight outside. And we have our second technical timeout, 16-11.
Kahawak ang ating kamay. Fast, alimutan ko yung title. Sa lahat ng ating ginagawa, ikaw lamang.
Alam mo, parang mas nasi-stress pa si Jao pag umakanta kaysa pag nagbabalibol.
Dito kasi relax na relax, you know. The usual. Pero doon parang, ano ba itong ginagawa ko?
At least alam niya yung lyrics.
Oo, diba?
Well, at this point, they're still up 16-12. There was a service error, though. And we have a double sub, Justin Yatko. And we have Terrence Martishon checking in. There's the 18-year-old setter of VNS. They've been efficient so far with their serves. And that was good from Justin. Mandal off speed. Cruz to the left. Dainata had to adjust. And here's the counter. Owa to Nasguaza. That will drop.
They're liking that point. Now they're at the service line again. Ano? And you mentioned the efficiency on the side of VNS. Signal HD, on the other hand, 4 service errors already.
That's quite high. But now, as you say that, it's an ace.
Sabi ni Rotter, ganito kasi yan. Diba? But, you know, that's one thing that we will see no, in men's games. Like, they really try to make sure that their serves are as strong as it can be because it allows them to at least break the plays no, of their opponent. High risk, though.
Yeah. High risk, high reward, as we say.
Now on their error number 5 at the service line.
Double sub. Sian Silang and Buboy Calado, the FEU duo, check in for the HD Spikers. Calado was that guy who mentioned to Alexis that efficiency would be key for them in tonight's matchup. Umandal on the approach. No hole at the middle. And here's the counter with Segi. The block, and the ball went to Andre Mulyakanda.
I was so ready.
Yes. Pag ganun, hindi naman sasave ng VNS yun.
Unahan ko sila. No, but you know, kidding aside, the blocking is there, but I think for VNS, that is what they need to figure out. They were able to score the point off the block. So dapat hindi ka talaga matakot. Either you penetrate the blockers or you find that angle.
And now it is off the block for Jao Umandal. Just doing the same thing that happened a while ago. But now to their favor. In terms of performances in this conference for Jao, in his first 2 games, it was a combined 33 for him. But ever since, things have slowed down. Only one other time that he scored in double figures. Back row, Jao, yes!
6 points in this match.
And it's a 6-point lead for Signal HD.
Ng pace eh. Kita nyo, pumalo ng backline, hindi kayo naka-ready. Nangunguna yung ano nyo, yung kape. Diba? Kailangan kayo magdikta yung kalaban nyo. Madali lang yan, madikta. Pag na-receive nyo na maganda, mag-run kayo ng play, magdidiktahan nyo kung paano sila gagalaw. Ang problema kasi napapadala kayo sa kalaban nyo kasi alam nyo mas experience sila eh. Wala yun. Pantay lang naman yung laban eh. Laruin nyo nang maayos kaya. Go! Depensa kayo.
Let's see the previous sequence. It's a pipe attack by Jao Mandal. And he is up to 6 points, as Anne mentioned. Well on pace for double figures for him. It could be his 4th time in this conference. But it's good to hear those instructions from Coach Ralph Mukako. After all, that is his strength as a grassroots type of coach in the Philippines.
That's true. Ito yung sinasabi rin natin, that mental part. Of course, these younger players, they know that they're up against an experienced squad. Sometimes it's easier said than done, ano, dahil merong intimidation din na factor when you go up against more experienced players. But I think those words kind of relieves them of pressure.
Yes.
Kasi sinasabi sa kanila, maglaro lang kayo ng maayos.
At ramdam mo yung kumpiyansa ni Coach Ralph sa players niya. Will the players just translate that on the floor as Umandal continues to serve? 21-14, and that almost hit the linesman. It was in. And we have a challenge.
There's a challenge by VNS on the last night for bowling ball out.
Well, it did happen right in front of their bench. And they're saying that the ball wasn't in.
It was quite tricky for the linesman himself because he had to step back in order to avoid the ball. So did that affect his vision? We'll find out with our first challenge for our 2nd game.
It has been consistent, however, for Signal HD. We haven't seen any short serves because usually they kind of change it up a bit. But at least for this first set, nakikita natin they really are going for those powerful serves. Gotta commend also VNS, no? Because despite that, nakakuha sila ng first ball. But these long serves are the really difficult ones.
But then again, it doesn't stop with their receive. As mentioned by Coach Ralph in their huddle, kahit na matanggap nyo yun ng maganda, yung depensa ng kalaban naka-ready na para sa inyo.
Oh, it's the conversion. Hindi sila makatapos, hindi sila makakuha ng puntos. Now they're taking this time as we wait for the results to talk amongst themselves. Kanina, they were able to keep at pace. But umabot sa punto itong VNS na napako yung kanilang score and they're having a difficult time keeping at pace with Signal.
The Griffins would want to make it 3 straight victories, while the goal is 5 straight wins for the Signal HD Spikers. Their only loss was against Savage. As for VNS, They are 3-4, but they lost to FEU in 5 sets. That could have been their most promising game. In terms of their wins, the most impressive one was against the Navigators in terms of the records of their opponents, and that was their most recent victory.
And that's why also you'd think that the momentum should actually carry on for today, but Signal HD just really making it rather difficult for them here in set number 1.
In terms of our conversation of the intimidation, or actually we heard it from Coach Ralph himself, I do feel it when I see the Signal HD Spikers kasi star-studded talaga sila and the way they just carry themselves.
You know, a lot of confidence. We were saying kanina, di ba, nakakapunto sila. They earn the points, but, you know, when they land, parang wala lang.
Yeah.
It kind of, no taunting. Hindi natin
Yeah.
nakikita yung loud cheers when they score. Syempre, they celebrate a bit. But, you know, that in itself, yung things looking so simple for these guys.
That's the intimidation right there. And that ball is in right by the corner.
Yep.
Challenge unsuccessful, and now we have a timeout for Coach Ralph Ocampo. They're down by 8 points.
Kailangan malakas sila mag-serve. Malakas yung serve nila. So kailangan dyan, gumagalaw kayo sa receive. Side shuffle side. Tapos nun yung play, makabuo tayo ng play. Veteran yung kalaban niya. So kailangan talaga gumagalaw yan. Pag establish yung blocking nila, mahirap talaga tayo lumusot. Kailangan yung coverage natin, yung pinractice natin coverage. Hindi nagkakamali. Diba? Bakit parati walang naiiwan sa likod? Diba? Anong pattern doon? Kapag may nag-backline na opener, may iwan yung libero sa likod. Pag hindi nag-backline, may iwan naman yung open. Ilan na yung dalawa sa likod na check ball, walang kumukuha ng chance. So, go tayo! Go!
VNS!
I was quite specific and rather long from Coach Ralph Ocampo because there are timeouts when he doesn't even say a lot of things. Then again, there's a sense of urgency already down by 8.
And I think in that case, he really dissected what they need. So he's spelling it out for his young squad na ito yung mga kailangan natin gawin. Now, we await the response.
It's going to be another strong serve. Straight to the back. Regalo para kay Nas Guaza.
Pero kung titignan mo talaga, the powerful serve. Look at this again. Kulang ng pag-absorb so that the ball wouldn't go over.
There's Nas Guaza treasuring this start. This is his first in the conference. Segi block, and that was out.
This is the finish that Coach Ralph has been looking for.
CJ Segi able to get that off the hand of Nas Guaza. And we have a service specialist in Jimar Flores. He sends that ball through. Libero got it. That's Lorenzo. Boo boy. Great elevation. I hope everybody hasn't forgotten that 2 seasons ago, Buboy Calado was the top scorer in the UAAP. He was that good for Far Eastern University.
But you know, for a lineup like Signal, and we keep mentioning it, no, na it is star-studded. So when you look at how the distribution is pagdating sa sets, it's very balanced. It really is team play that allows them to win. And as we speak, Segi, following the instructions of Coach Ralph, no, they did mention as they were dissecting what was happening in the game na malakas yung blocker. You have to find a way to score the points. Consistent yung ginagawa niya off the block ang kanyang puntos.
Well, CJ Segi in this conference has reached double figures 4 times out of the 7 games of VNS. He would want to be consistent in terms of his scoring. Nice approach, and that will end set number 1, courtesy of Martin Deng Bugawan. The score is 25-16. There's the setup by CNC lang. Another FEU connection. Different generations though, because CN was actually a coach to Deng last year in the UAAP. We'll return for set number 2. We're back for Signal HD versus VNS. The tally was 25-16 in set number 1. Just pure domination by the HD Spikers, who are looking for win number 6. We did see some good flashes at the start by VNS, but at some point, as mentioned by Ann, napako na itong volleyball never stops.
And also at the tail end, after that huddle with Coach Ralph, we saw some response from VNS. Nagbigay siya ng instruction kung paano sila makakapag-improve ng kanilang laro. But just not enough as we look at the stats for set number 1. Clearly, on the side of Signal HD, across the different skill departments, mapa, opensa, blocking, and serves, they led set number 1. Pati na rin sa errors, marami. So they have 6 giveaway points. VNS, on the other hand, was able to minimize it to 3. But again, the problem, tulad ng na-point out ni Coach Ralph kanina, nahihirapan mag-convert ng puntos itong VNS.
Let me highlight the errors once more. As mentioned by Alexis, sinusubukan ng Signal na ibaba talaga yan. I mentioned that their average is around 7. So this is relatively okay for the HD Spikers. A ton of those actually came from the service line.
Yes, actually 6 service errors.
So
I
all of
believe,
the
in
errors
set
have
number
come
1.
from services. There's si Jao Mandal. He really gave us those heavy serves, and it was a tough time for VNS.
And he is currently the top scorer of Signal HD. 7 points for set number 1, followed by Guaza with 6 points. On the other side, ito kailangan nila more players to get into the action. We have Medino and Segi both with 4 points. But more names have to be a part of the scoreboard para dito sa Team VNS.
Especially if you want to go up and break that wall of Signal HD. More attackers could definitely help out the likes of Medino and Segi. We do have a bit of a shuffle for Signal. This is EJ Casanya now inside the game to try to set things up for Steven Rotter, who started this matchup for Signal HD. This is the first start for Steven Rotter, who was out for a while because of an ankle injury. That was actually his first ankle injury that bothered him to a level na kailangan niya ngayon, paano ba, mag-bounce back, to rediscover himself.
Yeah, after that recovery, of course, you have to get your condition back.
Yeah.
There's also that mental part, especially for these kinds of injuries.
The good thing is, he's on the floor, and he's in the Spikers turf after making his first appearance with the national team. First point belonging to Signal. There is
Some confusion.
Si Guaza, paikot-ikot kanina, di yan ako nang gagawin niya.
Ano ba nangyayari dito? But his teammates rather, trying to communicate. Now they're sorting it out.
I mean, yes, we've been detailing that they have looked comfortable But you can't be too comfortable. The focus has to be there.
Oh, umpisa pa lang to ng ano, set number
Kaya
2.
nga.
Some slight miscue over there.
The good thing is they did not surrender a point to VNS. This is Teng Bugawan serving. First ball cruise at the net. And that's an easy one for Mandal.
And for VNS, you have to be mindful of your first ball. I think it isn't the first time that we've seen a strong first ball na mag-over, nagiging regalo para dito sa Signal, who's more than willing to score a point of that regalo.
That was low, by the way, for Medino. 4 touches for VNS. And we have a challenge. Block touch. May umami na.
Umandal
Yeah.
actually saying yes, there was a check.
Ang maganda naman dyan para sa Signal, hindi pa puntos ng VNS yun. Just gonna have to replay. That's why Coach Dex had to get up on his feet.
To remind, it is not,
Oo, not a
dito
point.
puntos.
Medino, this time gets it through. You know, RK Medino does have good height for himself at a young age. And a couple more years to grow even further.
And
Guaza.
also build that muscle mass, because very
Yes.
lean.
Oh, what a hit by Medino. No more save for Casanya, who also had to make sure that he was not going to get hurt.
With the effort, trying to chase that ball.
I like what you mentioned about the muscle mass for VNS. And at this point, some people would understand that their build is like this. Kasi bata pa sila eh.
Oh, bata pa yan. And that's why, physically, you'll see that the more experienced players, the more veteran players, syempre, they bulked up already. They
Yeah.
build that, yung muscles na kailangan nila. But the younger ones, they need some time to develop it.
There's Steven Rotter, who already has a developed body, as you can see. He was able to score. Another strong serve, battle at the net. Tumama si Nas kay Mangulabnan, if I'm not mistaken, and Signal is now pleading its case.
Coach Dexter here at the sideline will have a look.
It looked close, but VNS will get it nevertheless. Good for them to bounce back quickly. Abrot got the first ball. It's Umandal pushing through.
Ooh.
Ooh, and a mistake.
That's gotta hurt. Dainata was right there already.
Jam has done this time and time again.
Oo eh. You see the frustration on the face of Dainata. Nandun siya sa pwesto eh. Pero lumagpas sa kamay niya. Hindi niya naharang yung bola.
What a serve by Jao. At regalo muli para kay Nas Guaza.
Everything going smoothly. Again, here on the side of Signal HD, they've been consistent they've had a number of errors at the service line, but they have been consistent in delivering strong serves.
Another one at that. Dainata approaches, dug up by Jao at the net. And that's tough for Abrot. No more save.
We talked about Dainata in the pregame. In set number 1, he only scored 1 point. So, hinihintay natin in this match more contribution from him here at the net.
He was the top scorer in their previous outing with 18. As now there is a challenge. Block touch asked for by Signal HD. They're early in set number 2. If you still want to join us inside the United Sports Arena, why not? Before you enjoy the rest of your Friday night. And I hope that everybody is also aware that our triple header on Sunday, it's going to be big. We have very good games for you. And let me just mention the games. All right. On November 24, we have the Navigators, Iloilo versus Savage. Eco Oil, DLSU versus Crisscross. And then the Signal HD Spikers will take on the winner in our first matchup today, DN Steel FEU. That's going to be a nice triple header for everybody.
And you know, we mentioned as well that because of our tournament format, you know, we're getting deeper into this, into the round robins. Everything gets tough. Only 4 teams will get into. As we look at the replay, no block touch here. So as we were saying, after the preliminaries, only 4 will move into the semis. And they will be joined by a guest team.
We still don't have information as to who the guest team is, but we're quite excited about it.
Oh, yes.
A brought down the line, top dig.
Whoa.
Oh, another early Christmas gift for Nasguaza.
Talk about aggressiveness at the net. And yun yung danger, I think, for VNS. They should be able to see the pattern already at this point. Any strong first ball, strong dig, strong receive would be gladly taken by Signal HD. Months na kasi gusto nila ng regalo.
Busy na nga ang shopping sa weekend. Mandal to the left, Abrot down the line. Great recognition by Vince Abrot.
Absolutely no defense where that ball landed. And ito rin yung sinasabi ni Coach Ralph kanina, yung depensa ng VNS, something they need to really adjust on.
Nasguaza continues to serve. 1 ace so far, 8 points to the guy who hasn't scored in double figures in this conference as of yet. This could be day 1 for him. Bugawan from the middle. And that's signature Teng Bugawan. The unique fold of the body, it looks quite awkward, but it works for him. And now we have our first technical timeout in set number 2.
I had the chance to chat with 20-year-old captain of VNS, CJ Segi, who dreams to become a conditioning coach and physical therapist. And he actually was all smiles when he talked to me about his team of 15-year-olds who've surprised everyone by battling it out with commercial teams. For CJ, what makes VNS stand out is how they celebrate every point. It's never about pressure or perfection, but having fun and playing with passion. 24-year-old libero Joshua Cruz is there to remind the team that school comes first always. As for today's game against Signal, their goal is simple: enjoy the experience with everything to learn and nothing to lose. They're ready to give it this set too.
There's an example of the celebration that you would want to hear from VNS, and maybe more of that because things have been relatively quiet in this matchup. Signal HD has dominated. Mirai serves. Nice first ball. Leading on to that hit on the deep ball play by Steven Rotter.
Such a strong and sharp attack. And that's the thing, ano, they are able to find those areas on the other side na talagang walang-walang tao, and there aren't any adjustments happening on the floor defense of VNS. At ito yung hinahanap ni Coach, no, yung coverage. Sabi niya kanina, sabi ni Coach Ralph, pag pumapalo tayo, kailangan may coverage tayo, and that, again, is missing.
There you go. Owa Cruz not in the picture. Same for Liray. And now it is a service error by Casanya. That just winded out for him. Let's see the serve. It was a float. Oh, not the best of first balls. The drop didn't work. Here's the counter. Nice rejection by VNS.
Exactly what they need. There's a bit of struggle on floor defense. Now their net defense stepping up.
This is block number 2 for VNS against the 5 of Signal HD. EJ backsets. Rotter just over the blockers.
He is one of the tallest players right now on the floor.
Look at the height difference at the net. If you just focus on Rotter, you look at the players of VNS, malayong malayo. Abrot, another strong serve at the middle. Nice rejection by Zhao. One more, it's Segi against 3 blockers. Coverage was there, but it wasn't placed well.
They are trying. Talking about VNS. Just tough going up against a triple block.
It's Zhao Mandal getting the point. 4-point advantage, service error by Abrot. Looking at the bench of Signal HD, Bugawan is suited up, JP Bugawan. But Alexis did mention that there is that expectation that he won't play. So bukod sa kanya, si Alfred na lang. Alfred Balbuena hasn't played. Steven Rotter scored once more. There you see the bench of Signal enjoying.
Why not?
When then Miguel started.
Oo.
Alfred's the only one wearing the warmer. CJ blocked. One more. Same guy. Different strategy. A missed dig. Mandal.
Ooh.
That went over. Mangulad to the other side. A push. Nice save by Rotter. The ball going back and forth. Mangulabnan. Back row for Niray, and that was low.
No way for it to clear the net.
It's not every day though that we get to see a back row attack by Kim Niray. So this could be potential for VNS if they can unlock that as one of their key strategies. Well, that's another rejection by Signal HD.
They have read very well that attack. And that's the thing, when you go for higher sets, it really allows the blockers to set themselves up, time you, and it becomes harder to score that point.
No save by Teng Bugawan. That usually happens when the middle blocker is at the back row. You test his floor defense. Justin Yatko back in the game. CJ Segi. Rotter blocked. Mandal's turn. Got a hand. Tough chase. And we have our second technical timeout. 16-10.
Sining by Janela. Hanggang kaluluwa. Ang taas. Hindi ko kaya.
At first, I thought it was a Korean song. Was it a Korean song?
Parang hindi.
Hindi ko naintindihan yung
Oo.
kinakanta ni
Sumuko
CJ.
lang siya kasi ano daw, ang taas naman yan. Oh.
Okay, well, again, thank you for sharing your talent, Mr. CJ Segi, the future PT or conditioning coach. Oh, that was a service ace by Steven Rotter.
You know, if we're looking at the stats right now, and we've mentioned this earlier, na maraming service error itong Signal HD. Ito yung sinasabi natin, lahat ng players no, nagsaserve on their side. Really going for those strong serves. Naka-jump serve sila. And that's why siguro at this point, already 8 service errors.
Well, the services of Signal have definitely helped them in their attacking.
Signal HD, 53% efficiency pagdating sa kanilang attacks. And VNS has to work on it. They're only at 29% conversion.
Literally half, 13 against the 26. We have a challenge, a net touch challenge. VNS saw some light earlier in this set, but then separation once more was created by Signal HD, much like in set number 1, which they won by 6 points, or by 9 points, 25-16. This follows the 3-set victory of FEU against DLSU. A lot of people were surprised about that result, but a lot of people were happy about it because we did have a lot of fans a while ago for DN Steel Roofing.
We are eagerly awaiting the results. But I like how, you know, it's here on the side of VNS, they're making use of the time, talking, you know, talking about what they need to do. Ganon din dito sa Signal, ano? I mean, they are up, but
It's like a timeout.
it's like a timeout. Yeah, they maximize the time at least, ano, that they are waiting.
Well, that's why we allow the head coaches to speak to the 6 players on the court. But that's it. Only the head coach can step up and talk to them. We have our tally of the services. We've been mentioning the errors of Signal. 8 service errors, but 4 aces. All right. At the net. Was it a shirt that touched it? Oh, it was clean.
No net fault.
Jao Manal has a big
Sabi niya,
smile.
what a relief.
18-10. Steven Rotter back at it.
You know, they are really pulling away.
Wow.
What a serve.
That's an absolute free ball and an absolute hammer.
And you see the wind up on that attack.
Is it a foot fault? No, it's a net touch challenge. May umamin ba? Zhao is trying to say na lumapag na yung bola bago pa mahawakan yung net.
Oh, and by rule, it's usually kung nauna nagland yung bola, hindi na called yung net
touch.
violation. Yes.
Because the play has already ended.
Hindi, yung nga.
Yeah,
Bago pa,
they're
bago
really
pa paluin,
pleading this
umilaw na
because
siya.
if we look at the replay, syempre makikita mo yung net touch. Pero hindi mo makikita na naglanding na yung bola.
Yes, sir.
In one
Bola.
frame, ideally. But they are sorting it out.
Nakapag-challenge na
Mandal also speaking with their first referee.
Now we just got word that the touch might have come from that guy, EJ Casanya.
Oh!
May tinatago lang ba itong si EJ sa atin?
Hindi pala dapat siya umandal yung
Okay.
reasoning out. Let's...
EJ tried to explain to his coach.
We'll have to await how they sort this out. You know, for VNS, of course, all of these points, every point, it really matters. Especially now that it's an 8-point lead against Signal. Or for Signal, rather.
I'm trying to read the body languages of the Signal HD Spikers. They're quite animated. While on the other end, the VNS Griffins are trying to warm up because we've had quite a number of lulls because back-to-back challenges then. All right. Who
We'll have a
touched
look.
it? Oh.
Oh, now that's the thing. Seemed like the touch, the net fault
Was by VNS.
was on the side of VNS. So they may have seen the net move, but
Yeah.
from their angle, hindi nila nakita kung sino yung nakahawak dun sa net. Because of course, they're seated by the side. No?
Yes. So ang lugi lang pala dun ay si Steven Rotter. Because that's not the point for him. It's gonna be an error by VNS. Ang ganda na nung atake niya. Pero bina-highlight. Yatko back sets. And that goes through Jao Mandal.
A lot of promise for Medino. Been seeing him score. Just the consistency. Again, these are younger players that we're seeing here. As they continue to play, as they continue to gain experience, playing against veteran squads.
And by the way, it's not like these VNS Griffins are just, random players picked up by Coach Almo Campos. Some of them are champions already in the high school rank of the NCAA with Mapua and on other leagues as well. Guaza couldn't score. A push dug up by Abrot. Ooh, Guaza had to recalculate. And a good chance for the blue shirts. Back row for Segi. Touch or not?
There was a touch. Guaza saying, yep, there is.
We did see the trajectory change by the net. VNS building some momentum, but they're still down by 7. Arcilio, service out though. That is the second service error of Volleyball Never Stops. Yeah, the only guy in double figures so far, Jao Mandal, doing the honors. So he's reached it 4 times already in our campaign.
Wow.
The attack from the open, and that was a cross by Liray.
A violation on the side of VNS. Sayang, no? These are the points na manghihinayang ka, especially if you are on the side of VNS. You need as much points as you can get, as we see that violation right there.
21-12.
Sumobra.
Did you see the toss?
Oo.
Yung bato pa lang ni Jao, alanganin na eh.
Alanganin na.
And some people actually reacted to it. The build-up of the serve. That's a good toss by RK. Sandy Montero got the first ball. Abrot pushes. Battle at the net. Yatko couldn't make it drop. The counter. Segi met at the net. It's Buboy getting it through. Good chance for VNS. Segi again. And that goes down. CJ Segi continuing to show us his scoring prowess. He does share something with one of the best players in Philippine volleyball, in Mark Espejo, because they share the same grade school.
Oh.
It is Concepcion in Marikina. Another guy is also from there, that is JJ Macam. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but Macam last year was a top scorer of UE High School, and he was recently recruited by UST. He will suit up in UAP Season 87 men's volleyball. Here's Nasquaza, 1 point away from double figures. Liray blocked. Net touch. Who touched it?
Wala pang umaamin, but the call will remain. Oo. Nangyari sa harap ng ating first referee.
They nonchalantly just
Ayun.
walked away.
Oo.
Now it's a service error. (23-15). Mark Buboy Calado. target was Segi. CJ approaches. Wow, what a hit. Here's the counter with a brot. Not much power. Chance ball. Oh, number dig. Segi gets it back and he scores off the block.
Again, itong si Segi, has kind of figured it out. Paano ba ako makaka-score off the block? He has 8 points now in this game.
Another good outing for the 20-year-old who's still in senior high school, by the way. That went back to Signal HD. 4 touches, but Bugawan wants a challenge. Will Coach Dex give it? The answer is yes. I mean, knowing Teng Bugawan, he's one of the most low-key guys in men's volleyball. So for him to ask something like that, maybe that's an indication na kailangan mo talaga mag-challenge.
Oo.
Na sobrang low-key ni Teng. Actually, pati yung kuya niya, si JP. Kadalasan daw, nasa tabi lang yan, nagsiselfone. Naglalaro ng ML.
Tahimik lang.
Pero pagdating sa court, nag-iibang anyo.
And there are a lot of, speaking of nag-iibang anyo, ang daming players yan, mapa-men's, mapa-women's, yung hindi mo aakalain because they seem quite serious, on the court. Paglabas pala, baliktad naman.
Oo, sila naman yung kwela.
Oo, sila naman yung kwela. Meron namang iba na parang deadly, grabe, parang sa court. Pero paglabas, sila pala yung tatahitan.
Yes. That is the beauty of sports.
I know.
It brings out the best in us. As now, we have the challenge replay. Touch or not, it's hard to see with this angle, but what do you think? Ayun.
Seemed like it did touch the tape of the net, but siguro as it rolled, there was contact.
The challenge was successful, so we replay the point. Coach Dexter Clamore likely thinking about who he's gonna start in set number 3. Medyo na-stress siya doon.
Stress siya doon. Saka dito, we've seen a big lead earlier, pero pa isa-isa, nakakasundot ng points itong VNS, but sadly, they throw that one away. 3 service errors, I believe, unofficially. 3 service errors for VNS.
We could have the same score from set 1 to set 2. It was 25-16 in set 1. Can Vince Abrot and company deliver? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Point number 17 for VNS. 17-24. Adino will now check back in for Howard Guerra, the youngest player of VNS, Mr. Guerra. Here we have the former Ateneo setter, Jan Mangulabnan. Silang. Umandal. Oh my goodness.
The blockers didn't even have a chance to position themselves. Para saan ang galing yun?
It was like a warm-up attack for Jao Mandal all along.
But you gotta give credit to the center spiker. Dahil nadala niya yung blockers.
So, for set number 2, our tally is 25-17. It is 2 sets to love in favor of the Signal HD Spikers. 1 set win away from win number 6 in their campaign, while VNS is in danger of going down to 3 and 5. We're seeing highlights. Regalo para kay Nas Guaza. You know, that has been a theme in tonight's outing. VNS with a couple of moments, but then again, the pull away happened by the middle part.
Right. At some point also, at the end of set number 2, nakakuha ng puntos yung VNS, but already too late. Ano? I think that's one thing they should remember. They can't allow Signal HD to take on such a big lead as we look at the numbers. Similar story as set number 1. All in favor rather of Signal HD, atake, blocking, pati yung serve. I think the only thing that has changed here is that VNS committed more errors, more giveaway points in set number 2. Meanwhile, itong Signal HD within the average. No? Ito yung within the average. Sabi mo nga kanina, 6 better ng konti. Medyo tinapat nila ng konti sa average. 7 giveaway points in the second set.
Here's my argument, should we say argument, for Signal HD. Knowing the fact that they are loading up on their serves. Yung 7 na yan, is that actually a good number?
I think yun yung sinasabi natin, high risk, high return, and we've shown earlier also na marami yung attempt eh. So kahit paano if it's 50%, you'd say ito yung that's the risk that they're taking.
By the way, in our previous shot, upper left side, we saw John Abate of the UE Red Warriors. So it's good to see him here in the United Sports Arena watching volleyball. And by the way, we'd like to remind everybody, Arena Plus, astig sa sports. At masaastig pa ang ating laro kung masasamahan nyo kami dito sa Inares. This could be the last set, but you never know. Maybe CJ Segi and the rest of the NS have a lot more in store for us against Vince Abrot and company.
Well, Segi right now is the front runner on the side of VNS. 8 points, followed by Medino. They have other players already in the scoreboard. Ano si Dainata, Villacruzes, Arcilio, but they need more attacks, more conversions.
That's a point for Signal HD, and Alfred Balbuena, the only guy who wasn't able to play in the first 2 sets, is able to get us point number 1 in set 3.
It's a good way to start.
Mangulabnan goes to Medino, and that's off of the arm of Teng Bugawan.
And that's one of the reminders of Coach Ralph earlier. You really have to challenge the blockers. Hindi naman mawawala yan sa harap mo, but you have to find a way to score that point.
Oh, nice approach by Abrot. Bueno pa lang, alam mo na.
Everything that Signal HD is doing in this game, kita mo yung todo bigay lahat. Approach, mapapalo, mapa-serve, even their blocking.
Another long serve from the middle. Arcilio, that couldn't drop. Sandy Montero right there. Calado, save. Nice block by Buboy.
Single block.
Gotta love that for Buboy Calado. And we're happy for Sandy Montero as well. One of the staples of the Signal HD program. Service out though for the former CSB Blazer. What's Vince trying to say?
Hindi ko alam kung ano sinasabi niya. Hindi, they're challenging right now. So hindi out.
What if he was saying na out talaga? Huwag mo na i-challenge. But then again, it's already done.
Na-call na sabi niya, wala, ito na. Panindigan na natin to. In the meantime,
ayun na, yun nga sinasabi niya.
Maliit na.
Baka sakali lang.
Oo. You see how relaxed, itong Signal HD. It's an entirely, let's see. Sino ang nagwagi?
Yeah,
it is
that's
clearly
out.
You just see them smiling on the side of Signal.
Not too big of a problem. It is 3-2 in set number 3. Signal is still on top. Arcilio sending it in from the middle. Bugawan, he had to stop himself mid-air just so he wouldn't touch the net.
And you know, that's the thing also with these players, makikita mo yung hang time nila. He had to adjust, no? That's one handset. But buti na lang, yung reach at saka yung hang time is really there.
Who has the higher vertical? Martin or JP? I'm not asking you that, but
Maganda i-observe yung ano.
we can't observe it this game,
Of
though.
course, but that's the beauty actually of watching itong men's volleyball. You have to appreciate the athleticism and nakikita mo yung mga talon nila no, tataas. And it's different the hang time is very different for women and for men. Parang feeling, at least when we observe, or maybe because ang taas lang talaga tumalon din ng mga lalaki.
I thought you already had some science backed up for us, Anne, but
Wala pa. Let
we'll
me
take
research
we'll
on
take
that.
it.
But just based on what we observe.
Pasensya ka na, binigyan pa kita ng homework.
Oo,
Birthday
gusto
na
ng homework,
birthday
gusto
mo.
natin yan, homework.
All right, do we have another challenge? Coach Dex says nope, not this time. It is a point for VNS, 3-5. RK Medino doing the honors. The toss. Silang spinning set. Valbuena will score.
These are quality minutes for Valbuena. Making his playing time really productive right here.
He's always been that guy. For Signal HD, a staple in their program. He hasn't started most of the games, but then he provides that scoring off the bench instantly. Martichon. Oh, Sandy couldn't get it up high. Four to 6. Here's Terence Martichon. Service in. Ball way up. Silang. Nice combination.
Just so many options right here for the guys in red.
Want to talk about hang time? That's another good display by Buboy Calado. 7-4. Will they send us to our first technical timeout? Not yet. Hindi lang high risk, high reward yung serve nila eh. Higher risk, higher
High
reward eh.
Ganun na yung lumalabas ngayon. But, you know, for VNS, they take that. They need the points.
Oh, Guaza with the hammer. You saw the face of Medino. He could not do anything about it anymore. 8-5 technical timeout.
Ann and Migs, Jao Mandal filled me in on how Signal had a tough wake-up call with their single loss to Savoj, and with that, they actually hit the training grounds with renewed intensity with the mindset that they are beatable, so they have to fortify all game departments. According to Jao, they're now training every other day to recover between back-to-back games, but on off days, they're doubling up. He mentioned how far they've come from just a month ago when they were still figuring out how to communicate and execute as a team on court given systemic differences. Signal isn't just focused on winning. They're all about growth, constantly raising the bar with each game with the goal of becoming a dominant force this preseason. Let's see if Signal can make the comeback and take it to set 3.
It's great to hear about the goal setting of Signal HD and their progress throughout the years, throughout the months that we cover. But I want to highlight what Alexis mentioned about their rest in between games. The load management of Signal HD is actually quite a theme because most of their players also play for the national team. So buong taon sila naglalaro. And that in itself takes a toll onto the players of Coach Dex, which is also one of the explanations why we see this amount of shuffling in between and throughout the games.
Alam mo, yung training, yung conditioning, lahat niyang experience, yung kumbaga natatagtag yung katawan nila, recovery is just as important, you're correct. Because tao lang naman din sila. Napapagod yung katawan nila. But, kidding aside, recovery is very, very important. Their bodies need time to recover. And iwas injuries din kasi yan for
Oh,
them.
yes. 10-7. Silang. Oh! What a setup onto Bugawan, and that was in. The sound of the ball, I actually thought he punched the ball. If we can see a replay on that, then we'll take it. But we shall proceed. 7-11. Abrot. That's out. Okay, we'll see the replay. Was it a punch?
Look at that. No, it was just a very strong hit, yung contact dun sa bola.
Yeah. A misreceive by Calado. Back row for Abrot. Rejected.
Triple block right there.
And that trims the lead down to 2. 9-11, service error. The timing of their errors, they were really costly in set number 2.
Yes, and this time around, kapag nakakuha ka ng point and you just offset with an error, also not helping them in terms of momentum, not just talking about the score, but it's the momentum shift that we are looking for para dito sa Team VNS.
And now it's another point for Teng Bugawan and company as Dainata returns to replace Martishon. Ken Dainata, yes, is the third leading scorer of VNS, but he only has 2. It's been mostly Segi and Medina.
It's been a very different game for Dainata.
There you go.
That might have been what he needed. He needed to get a different view at the sideline to be able to see ano ba kailangan namin gawin dito. In between the block, medyo maluwag din yung blocking signal right there.
So can he be consistent at it? Ken Dainata has been tripling his effort for Coach Ralph Ocampo in order to, get familiar with his system, having transitioned from JRU. That's out, but Buboy wants a check, and he's very convinced about it.
He is asking for block touch. And he was very quick to signal that sa coaching staff na may touch.
He also had a look to, I think it was CJ Segi. Ayan tinitingnan niya eh.
May aamin ba dito?
Pinapaamin niya eh.
Oo, pero patay mali siya dito sa kabila.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Reading Segi's body language, parang may tinatago siya eh.
Sabi ni Segi, huh?
Well, we'll determine it with a replay.
Ang ganda lang ng ngiti niya.
Oo nga. CJ Segi will now watch this replay. Oh, meron.
There was, yep. Indeed. But sometimes kasi rin, sa bilis ng pangyayari, it's not because they intentionally want to deny it. Minsan, ball, ano ba yun? Tumama ba talaga? Mabilis lang yun.
Right.
Slightest touch on your fingers.
Thus the big smile
Oh.
on the face of Calado.
Sabi niya, kitang-kita ko yun eh.
14-10, Balbuena to serve. First ball, Segi.
Ooh.
Not good. The push and the chance. Guaza, down it goes.
Guaza, really unstoppable in today's game. He's been at it right there in the middle. And yung kanyang porsyento in terms of attack conversion also very good.
It's his first start and the first time that he has reached double figures in the Spikers turf Invitational Conference. Way to go for the former D Navigator. Silang Guaza again.
Now 12 points in this match. She has almost 70% success rate, no, pagdating sa conversion ng kanyang atake.
And we have our second technical timeout, 16-10.
Walang bata-bata sa loob ng court once na tumapa ka na sa loob. Lahat tayo pantay-pantay lang. Yun naman yung turo sa amin talaga ng coaches namin. Kasi kung magpapabata ka lang sa lahat ng kalaban mo, gugulangan at gugulangan ka lang yun. So ngayon, kailangan namin talaga ipatatag lahat ng loob namin at para mapanalo namin ang lahat ng laro.
Well, yung pagiging matatag na yan ang gustong ipakita ni na John Mangulabnan and company against Signal HD. Now they're down 17-10 after yet another point by Nas Guaza. But I'd like to remind you guys that your favorite NBA superstars on NBA TV Philippines now available on Signal Play. Download the Signal Play app on the App Store and the Google Play and Google Play, and subscribe now to catch all the action in this new NBA season. That's an ace. 18 serving 10. Just pure domination. Short serve na ba yan? Sa lagay na yan.
Sa lagay na yan, no? Because the only kind of serve we've seen so far, no, dito sa Signal HD, puro malalakas and mahahabang serve. But bihira rin yung floater. They're mostly going for those with spin.
Oh! All right, we just had to save our floor director, Jet. You okay,
Bilis
buddy?
ng reflexes mo.
Yeah. I mean, I love this guy. I love this guy. We just had to make sure he's going to be okay. That attack was just so strong from Buboy Calado. He's racking up his points. John Mangulabnan, back in the game, he was the starting setter in this matchup for Coach Ralph Ocampo. Yan ang dati niyang kalaro sa UAAP, si Buboy Calado. Ito OG na to, si Alfred Balbuena.
OG na yan. Pero gusto ko yung sinabi kanina ni Mangulabnan na walang bata-bata dito. They may be younger in age, pero pag naglalaro na kayo dyan, wala na dapat yon.
There you go. Way to respond, Ken Dainata. And in terms of young mentality na yan, these VNS players also are already in the program of Alas Pilipinas. So, magandang exposure din to for the benefit of Philippine men's volleyball in its entirety.
Yes, it's part of building them up.
Oh, tough dig. Oh, I had to center it. A chance for the ages. Balbuena,
too
way
strong.
out. Nanggigil si Alfred. You see the smile on the face of Silang.
Alam niyang mali, nanghihinayang siya, but it happens.
You're still up by 7, 19-12. Dainata has 4 points. Ken sends it through. Ball up by Abrot. Sandy to Buboy. Blocked. Coverage by Silang. Back to Calado. Quite tight, but he still made it work.
They really want us to be part of the action.
Yeah.
No? Pupunta kasi yung bola dito sa side namin for our viewers. But ganun kalakas yung kanilang mga palo, yung pag-deflect ng block.
I'm just glad that the monitors are okay because these cost a lot. And that's a service error by Calado. Imagine na lang kung doon tayo nakapwesto sa may end line. Pwede tayong target ng serve.
Nakaganon tayo. Nakataas yung kamay natin palagi. You know, during warm-ups and we're doing the pre-game, yan yung palaging inisip ko. Pag tumalsik yung bola sa atin.
Yes. Doon po kami pinakinakabahan sa
Oo.
pregame. Calado block at the net. It's a drop by Segi.
Quick thinking there by Segi.
CJ Segi, as I mentioned, is finishing out his high school last year, but he's not eligible anymore to play in any collegiate tournament. We are expecting him to be playing in the UAAP soon, as he does have a couple of offers. Pero ano, hindi muna i-disclose kung anong mga school yon, as we have a couple of substitutions. Okay, we have JP Bugawan checking in for the first time. Naihabol pa ni Coach Dexter Clamor.
Never too late.
It was supposed to be his rest day. Did he actually ask Coach Dex if he could play? Ang wala po talaga ngayon, yung mga naka-street clothes ay sina Ramirez, Ronquillo, and one more, Josaphat. It's an off-the-block point for VNS. Wow. That's all I could say about it. I mean, did you see how Bugawan tried to sell it?
Look at that.
But still, even with blockers against Calado, he was too good. Medino way under.
You know, it's gonna be tough for VNS, but at the very least, I think as we go into the tail end of set number 3, what would matter right now is yung quality, the quality of play that we will see from them, the kind of challenge, you know, they'll give Signal HD.
And this could actually be some sort of confidence booster for their next game if they can finish strong. We are in our 5th to the last day of the preliminaries. This would definitely lessen the chances of VNS in qualifying to our semifinals, but
That seemed very clear. No touch right there.
not the most ideal of days for Coach Ralph Ocampo. But again, you can always grow in the Spikers turf. Segi,
Oh.
yes.
Just like that, I believe that is already his 12th point in this match.
But now he's gonna have to produce from the back.
And they can no longer commit any errors.
Abroad, the blockers were late for it. It's match point already, and 8 match points at that for Vince Abroad in Signal HD. Cruz putting it up. Mangulabnan to Dainata.
Oh, well placed. Dainata saying, Teka, not yet done.
So this matches their scoring output in set number 2. Can VNS get over the hump and get their 18th point? Signal to end it. Valbuena does. And that's it. 25-17 in set number 3. It's a sweep by the Signal HD Spikers. Victory number 6 for Coach Dexter Clamor and company. There wasn't a problem juggling players as well in this matchup for Signal. Naisingit pa nila sa bandang dulo si JP Bugawan, who wasn't even supposed to play. As for VNS, they dropped to 3 and 5, lessening their chances into the top 4. Almost the same scores.
Yep. But, you know, VNS will head up high, I guess. No? Kahit pa paano binigyan nila ng challenge. Just a tough assignment today. Everyone on the side of VNS really eager to contribute.
There you see the tally, 25-16, 25-17, 25-17.
Live here at the Inaris Sports Arena in Pasig City for the Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. The Signal HD Spikers did pack it up in 3 against VNS, and here with me is player of the game, no other than Nas Guaza. Congratulations, Nas. So how did you enjoy today's game as you guys dominated and swept in 3 sets?
We got instructions from the coach. So this game was important too because we needed to win this game to make sure we make the last 4. So the coach said we should, try to do our best and hopefully take the game in 3 sets.
And kitang-kita, the effort that you guys made, different set of players for Signal for today. So how big of a factor is Coach Dexter's trust in you guys?
We are a strong roster. We have a strong team, and every game the coaches try to get the best players to play each game. So I think it's very open with that. He trusts all of us. Even if you're not playing, he still trusts you. So it's just for you to keep a strong mindset, and when the opportunity comes, you can just get it.
And you're right on that. The strength of all players of the Signal HE Spikers. Congratulations again. Do you want to greet your family or your friends?
Hi, Jesse, Ella, and I believe my mom is watching as well. And thank you for all the support.
Congratulations again, Nas, and to the rest of the Signal HE Spikers for back-to-back-to-back victories. Don't go away. We have more games this coming Sunday.
It is his night after all, Nas Guaza. Congratulations. First start, first time to reach double figures, and first best player honor for him in this conference. It is a sweep by the Signal HD Spikers against VNS.
You know, well-deserved. I think minsan tinitignan lang natin yung point production but for Guaza, really high efficiency rate. Not too many errors as well, in today's match. As we look at our stats for set number 3, again, very similar. Parang replay, nakikita natin set number 1, number 2, number 3. The pattern is very much the same. All in favor of Signal HD. Despite the fact na nabawasan ng VNS yung kanilang errors in that last set, they really lacked conversion of points. Meanwhile, Signal HD from what was a 6 errors in set number 1, naging 7 nung second set. Ngayon na ibaba nila to just 5 errors in set number 3. So some improvement as well.
We've been mentioning all match long the services. Yes, you see the 2 aces, but the amount of disruption that they made.
Yes, walang score, pero yung pinahirapan mo yung kalaban, mag-receive, ang daming na-overball, those are the things that also matter in a game.
On Sunday, this is going to be one heck of a triple header for Philippine men's volleyball. The Navigators Iloilo versus Savage, which is in good position to get into the Final Four. Same goes for Eco Oil DLSU as they try to bounce back. They will take on Crisscross, and for the final match, it will be the 2 winners of the day. The Signal HD Spikers will take on FEU DN Steel Roofing. So we hope that you can join us inside the Inaris Sports Arena this coming Sunday, November 24. But for tonight, we say goodbye and thank you for my partner, Andre Bulyacanda. Belated happy birthday to you once more. And to the Momfluencer, Alexis Tinsay. This is Mix Gomez saying thank you everybody for joining us in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference.